Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the PinkBoxx podcast. We've been gone for a while, but we're back. And today we're going to talk about something kind of heavy, mental health.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, first, I think that we should talk about mental health in black families. I feel as though in black families, mental health is not really addressed, and you know, parents have this whole feeling of you can't be depressed because I put a roof over your head and I have food in your mouth and stuff like that. And I just feel like that's very anti-black to not listen to your kids when they come to you with problems. You don't know what your kids go through, and you don't know what events and what could affect them throughout the day. So for you to tell your kids that they shouldn't feel a certain type of way just because you give them basic necessities that they're supposed to have in life, I think that's very condescending. What do you guys think?
Well, from my experience, it's different.
Mm.
In my household growing up, I feel like my mother was very supportive and she listened to our problems. Like when I see people on social media saying, well, the black community or black parents don't acknowledge your kids' mental health, that's not my experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it yours? Is it yours? It's not mine. I think my mother always acknowledged, like, she's always asking, like, well, what's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
She even tried to, like, give me counseling one day. She's very involved.
That's great. I'm not really sure, I'm very much like I need concrete evidence. I'm not sure if it's a black community / black family thing or if it's just the type of family. Personally, I do feel like, I don't know, I do feel like some parents do kind of like brush off things, and it's like it shouldn't be brushed off, especially like your upbringing, how you grew up. Like I just feel like that's like a vital, important part of your life, and when things don't happen the way it should, like that's going to affect you for the rest of your life. So I don't feel like it should be brushed off. And I do feel like a lot of parents do brush it off. Even simple things like your child, you not being there for your child because you were working, or your child just not having that attention from their parents. Like little small things like that, I feel like that causes mental health in kids. And parents don't look at it as anything, like you said, because they looking at it like what am I supposed to do? I'm providing for my child. But I just feel like parents could do so much more. That's why I feel like it's important to have kids when you're ready, when you're able to support that child, when you're able to be there for that child, like fully, financially, emotionally, like all the way. So I don't know. I feel like growing up, it could have been a bigger like topic for my parents, like things that I went through. Like I think they should have been more concerned.
I feel like from my experience, I've struggled with depression since I was probably about 13, 14 years old. And it wasn't really talked about in my household. It was talked about when I went to counseling, but that's about it. And I do feel like I can't speak for the white community because I'm black, but I feel like it's a black thing. When you go to school and you're around your friends and stuff, and like I don't know about y'all, but in middle school, people used to clown people that, had to do counseling and stuff like that. And I think that's weird to, make fun of somebody for, wanting to work on their mental health.
I must say, like, times have changed since we've been in school, and I don't think people get teased about it anymore. It's more like I feel like a lot of kids want that, and they brag about that. Like, I have a counselor. That's my counselor. Like, a lot of kids are now, like, I don't know, taking advantage of the fact that they have counselors. And a lot of parents are like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of parents are seeking services for kids that don't need it, that just need their ass whooped. And then the kids that actually need it, they're not getting the help that they need.
I do agree. I do agree that now, in the
It's
society
different.
that we're in now, I do feel like parents do send their kids to counselors and therapists and stuff when all you need to really do is talk to your child instead of sending them to somebody else to talk to them. You speaking to your child could do more for their mental health than them going to speak to somebody that they don't know. But I'm just talking about back when I was in middle school, going to counseling. Like, even the friends that I had, like, they would, like, look at me sideways when I had counseling. Like, when I had my counseling, either, like, before school or, like, in the middle of the day, I would just say I had a doctor's appointment, because people really did look at you different when you had, to go see a therapist or a counselor, or if you was on any type of medication. People definitely did look at you like you were crazy. And I don't know. I feel like my mother was as supportive as she tried to be. She tried to be supportive, but she wasn't as supportive as I feel like she could have been. And I don't know if it's how she grew up, because I know in Black churches they don't really acknowledge mental health either. They feel like, mental health is just the devil.
But I think my thing is, like, a lot of parents are dealing with mental health themselves. They don't even realize. Like, they think that what you're feeling is normal. They think that what you're going through, they think, I went through that too. So, like, what's the difference? They don't understand that kids shouldn't grow up a certain way, or kids shouldn't have to feel that way, and things like that. So it goes back to, your parents. They need to work on their mental health, and they need to go get that figured out.
And that's why I think,
because all that passed down to your kids.
It's a family thing. It's generational, and I feel like people pass that down through the generations. I feel like now it's gotten better, but as you said, people just send their kids off to other people before talking about it, and
I don't know.
I mean,
I think people definitely need to, like, really research and find somebody to talk to, because I don't know. It's important to know about your mental health, what's going on with you. Like, certain things should just never be okay. Yeah.
I agree.
So how do you guys feel? Okay, how do you feel about someone going into a relationship and they have not, like, dealt with their mental health battles yet? Or have you been in that situation? Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people
I feel like
have.
that's a slippery slope. Because say if I have really bad depression, then I get into a relationship, my significant other is either gonna help me with that, or he's gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna take a toll on the person who may not be suffering from depression, because they're like, well, what else can I do? Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not a professional. I'm not your parent. You're not talking to me enough. You're not, like, you don't tell me about what happened to you in your past. So it could go either way.
I agree. It all goes back to how people say you have to love yourself before you can love somebody else. That is 100% true. I feel like I'm not going to say you need to have your mental health 100% there, but you need to know yourself enough to know how bad things are before just dumping all your problems on somebody else. I actually feel like that is a little bit selfish to go into a relationship and you know that you're not right within yourself. I don't think that's right for you to make somebody else deal with that. But that's just my opinion. And that kind of reminds me of when, you know, when people are in relationships and their partner is like, well, if you leave, I'm going to kill myself.
I was just about to say that.
That is
Oh my
that's very, very toxic.
And I do not mean to be sexist, but guys are like famous for that.
Yes.
Like when
Yes,
a girl like, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, what? With what?
What do you? Oh my gosh! What do you mean with what?
Why'd you guys laugh? I was
No,
serious.
because what do you mean with
You said
what?
With what?
No, like, I'm not trying to be insensitive, guys. I'm just saying, like, are you really gonna do it though? Like, you're not. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. But
I don't need to laugh.
I laughed because y'all laughed. I was so serious. Like,
that really caught me off guard when you said that.
yeah.
But, yeah, I think going into a relationship when you know your mental health is very deteriorated is very toxic. That is very toxic, and that is not going to do anything but put you in a toxic situation that's going to make your mental health even worse. So definitely work on yourself before you try to work on something with somebody else.
But do you think, like, maybe once someone's in a relationship, that's when they find out, okay, something might be wrong with me?
That could happen
Yeah.
too.
Because it's like, before you were in a relationship, I don't know, you never had to, like, really be that close with someone. Like, it's like, when you finally become in a relationship, that's like a whole nother... If you've never been in a relationship before, that's a whole nother type of relationship.
Yeah.
It's not the same as a friendship or with your family member. Like, you really have to really accept people for their flaws now. You have to, it's a lot.
Gross.
So it's like, maybe when people get into relationships, that's when they start to realize, like, dang, I really been dealing with some stuff.
That could be true too.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think it's, you know, two-way street. Mental health can definitely be the downfall of your relationship, and a relationship can, you know, be the downfall of your mental health. And it can
That is so true,
definitely
too.
expose some problems that you may have already had, or a relationship can definitely cause problems that you didn't have. Right. Especially some of the toxic relationships that I be seeing on Instagram nowadays, like, you know, just with celebrities and stuff, I see a lot of toxic relationships that need to be ended. And
I do too.
It's no way that you're in a situation that toxic and your mental health has not come into question. It's
like, what's that guy's name from that music group with the dreads and he's small? He's light skinned. He got that thing. It's him and his brother. Like, they're like nowadays. No, they're like nowadays.
Nowadays.
It's a group?
Light skin.
Yeah,
him and
Ray
his
Shremmer.
brother.
Ray Shremmer.
Oh, him and his girlfriend.
Oh my goodness, like, they're a mess.
Whoa. That's a relationship that's very toxic.
I think she's fucking retarded.
And aside from mental health, I know this is random, but please stop putting y'all business on social media because you look silly when you get back together.
Crazy.
Like, you should never put your business on social media like that. Like, I know as girls, we throw subs here and there, but I mean, some of y'all girls be putting your nigga out there, putting everything out there that he done did, then told the whole story about how he did A, B, and C. And then 2 weeks later, you got a picture of them. Like, we remember what you said, sis.
2 days. Like, y'all don't even be giving these niggas weeks. Like, y'all definitely be back with them the next day,
like,
and I be looking like
it's okay, you know, you got a roller coaster relationship, but people definitely be watching and lurking, and they be paying attention.
Yes. And that's not only,
just watch out for that.
I see that with, you know, us normal folk. I be seeing that. And I think that's utterly ridiculous. I think at some point you should know that you're going to take this man back anyway. So it's no need for you to even come to social media. It's no need for that.
If you're going to break up with him 100 times, you know.
Yeah.
That's your business.
We don't need to know about it 100 times. y'all might care about this, but do you think it's harder for celebrities when
With
they
mental
have,
health?
when they struggle with their mental health? Do you think it's harder for them?
Yes and no. Yes, because I feel like a lot of celebrities don't want to let their fans down. So they put aside what they're going through to make basically strangers happy. And I feel like that can mess with them. But then again, you know, they have the funds and the means to actually go get real professional help, where regular people like ourselves probably cannot afford therapy or whatever. So I feel like it's a yes and no with them.
I think it's a yes. Just because I just feel like celebrities, like, so many people are judging you, like, everybody. Literally everybody. That's why I always say, like, if I was a celebrity, I don't even know if I would do social media. And if I did, I think I don't want comments. Because I feel like people, like, when I look at the Shade Room and people that leave comments, like, it'd be crucial.
God.
Like,
Not
I
even
notice
rude.
how
That
many
should be
people are
evil.
so unhappy. Like, it's really sad. Like, I do not go under people's comments and write anything except teeth.
I knew it.
But
Yes,
it was
probably
a
saw
joke.
your comment.
Yeah.
My bad.
But other than that, like, no, like, I just feel like people really be out here to, like, have people kill themselves and stuff. Like, they be going
Yeah,
in.
they do. People be evil
It's
in them
sad.
fucking comments. Like,
And some of them, oh my goodness, they look a mess. So I know they doing it because they unhappy. It's like,
I think it is so evil when I go under a child's picture that the Shade Room posts, and people be going in on people's kids, and
I'm sorry, like, when they just show Beyonce's
Why
kids.
you?
I'm
Oh my
taking this away
goodness.
101.
Oh,
Which part?
Why?
Y'all know how she got pregnant at 16
Oh, yeah.
and the show canceled because of that. So when her daughter was older, she posted a picture of her daughter on Instagram, and a comment said, "Bitch, why the fuck you smiling? You're the reason why Zoe 101 got canceled."
Oh my goodness. Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's
was
my
funny.
whole thing. Like, people
I'm
are
sorry.
so rude. Like,
People
it's
are ruthless.
ridiculous. Certain
That was
celebrities,
rude, but that was funny.
they can't even post a picture. Like, in Young Miami, for example, they can, every
People
time they
bully
post
her.
a picture, she could be probably at a funeral, like, and somebody will say, but it doesn't matter because she doesn't drink water and she eats McDonald's. That
Did she
is
say
under.
that?
I don't know.
No,
Where
but
does
people
even
just
come
be
from?
looking.
I just
at-
happen to be looking under the comments, and if y'all ever, go under a picture of Young Miami, and I'm telling you, it's going to be one person to say, but she eats McDonald's and
I'm
doesn't
saying,
drink
like, did
water.
she do an interview where she
Well,
admitted that she
with the
didn't do
McDonald's, one day she was like choking on some McDonald's food and was like, y'all need to stick to what y'all, like, y'all used to eat McDonald's, y'all need to stick to what y'all know. And people was like, so she eats McDonald's and doesn't drink water. And I'm like, and then they were talking about how she doesn't perform well, and
That's true.
like, they really be coming at her. But so many people listen to her music. That's why I'm so confused. Like y'all listen to their music, but then y'all go under it. Like, even if I felt
Yeah.
like some type of way about it, like, I'll say it, but I ain't about to haunt you down and be like, ooh, we're Instagram, let me pull it up and put, you eat McDonald's. Like, that's just crazy. I can't get over
People
that.
are
I don't know
very
nothing about
weird
no eating
in those
McDonald's.
comments.
Y'all look at it. But go to when we finish. Go to the last picture they posted, and I bet you somebody put that under there.
People are very evil
They
in the
are.
Shade Room comments. Like, it's not even funny. But I was thinking about Tyrese had a whole mental breakdown, and people turned that into a joke.
Well, people don't take.
And
I'm
they
so
definitely
sorry.
Don't take black men
they
with
They
mental
don't, and that's
health
the sad
serious.
part.
that is very sad. People
That
do
is.
not like.
But I also, with that situation, I also just don't feel like you should go on social media with certain stuff. To me, if you go on social media crying and stuff with certain stuff, like, I just feel like it's attention seeking. Like, you should be seeking that from somewhere else. Maybe get some
No.
help. Maybe go read a book. Maybe go listen to some music.
But in
why
his-
have a thing up here crying and
'Cause
saying
in his
stuff? To me, that's so
situation-
personal when you fighting a child custody battle that it
And
should
that's
not
the
be on
thing.
social media.
His situation was like, okay, well, I can't see my child. What can I do? So he went to social media to try to see if, that could help him reach his child, which it probably wasn't the right thing to do.
This society is so weird.
Even then, I feel like he was clearly going through something. He was clearly, in the middle of a mental breakdown. And people made memes and made songs out of his fucking mental breakdown. And I'm not about to sit here and say that, I wasn't a part of it, because did I share a meme or two? I did. But in hindsight, looking back on it, like, I feel like that was kind of fucked up.
I feel like it is. Certain things, I just feel like people don't take seriously at all. But I just feel like a lot of things should be left off of social media. Like, if you know how this society is, they attack everything. Like, leave it off of there. Because that's just going to mess with you even more. You know what I'm saying? Now that you done went and seek the attention on social media, now it's a meme. And I laughed for a long time. Because, I mean, for him to be... What more do you want from me? That was, and I laugh because I don't know.
I feel like
I don't know.
Another person, and hope you don't crucify me for this, because I do feel a little sympathy for him.
Who?
Kevin McCall.
Oh, I know. See, but my thing is, I don't laugh at him because that's real mental illness to me. To me, that's not a cry for attention.
I feel sympathy for him. And a lot of people in the comments be like, you said that wasn't your daughter and you disowned her. I mean, yeah, he did say that. But I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I know for a fact something is wrong with him, and he really, really, really needs help. And he needs to stay off of social media, because the things written about him on social media, is no way that he don't look at them and just be like,
yeah.
Like, it's no way, because people write some evil shit about that man.
Oh my goodness. People are, every time I go to the comments, I'm just rolling in my grave.
McDonald's.
That is so sad.
I'll tell you one, I guess he's a celebrity, an old celebrity. Orlando Brown.
Yeah. Something's wrong with him.
He got help though. He looks a
so
lot
much
better now.
But
these past couple of years, oh my goodness, he was not right in the head.
Wow. Well, he had a drug addiction. He was addicted to drugs.
Yeah,
I think it was meth, wasn't it?
He needed serious
He
help.
was on a serious drug, not like I think it was meth he was on.
Yeah.
And I think social media did not do that.
It's so sad to see, like, it's so many, like, child stars that turned out like that. And that's just, I don't even know. I just feel like the entertainment business is just
very rough, especially when you start off as a child.
Right, yeah. It's crazy because it's like the older people that they look up to and that they have as managers and stuff, like, they got to deal with so much.
Yeah, and I feel like it's worse on kids because, you're so young coming into the business that you don't really know exactly what's going on, and then depending on how you come into the business, you have an image that you got to keep up with, and you got to make other people happy and stuff. Kind of like with Hannah Montana. I felt like she said she was never like how they wanted to portray her on TV. So when she finally started being herself, people started, talking about her, looking at her sideways and stuff like that.
When that's really how she just was.
Yeah,
like,
that's really how she was.
So that's how she was for real? Because she was off the wall for a little bit.
I think what that was is...
I think about that video when she was twerking or something.
I feel like with that, I think for a little bit, she was going above and beyond just to break that whole Hannah Montana.
I agree with that. I think I had a teacher that said something.
I think she was trying to go above what she really was, just so she can break out of it, like, stop with that Hannah Montana shit. Like, that's not who I am. So she did the most.
You're a true.
Same with there was a lot of people that did that.
I loved Hannah Montana.
Did y'all watch Saved by the Bell?
I did.
Him, that dude, Dustin Diamond. He was always completely different than what his character was supposed to be. And if you watch that little documentary movie thing,
but
none of his castmates liked him.
You don't think like it's a show though? Like you're an actor, like you're gonna have to like act another role, regardless of like if that's. It was a show, you know what I'm saying?
I think the actor and the actresses understand that, but I think fans,
fans don't understand that.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
the
it's
thing.
the fans that's doing that. Because I just feel like as an actor, like, you know, you're playing a role. Like,
cause I know a lot of kid stars.
It is the fans.
It's hard
to
get mature roles because people still see them as that Disney Channel star or Nickelodeon star.
Yeah. Some of them actually pushed through, like Vanessa Hudgens.
And Zac Efron.
But yes, Zac Efron.
So fine.
He was in Neighbors.
And you know, some of them, they had to go through a lot just to be able to do that. Like with Vanessa Hudgens, she was forced out of her kitty roles. I don't think she stopped that earlier than what she wanted because she was forced once those pictures had hit the internet. She was forced out of it because, you know, once certain stuff come out of you, you can't be a part of it anymore.
I liked Vanessa Hudgens.
I did too.
She was in a very inappropriate movie. What was it called again?
Spring Breakers.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
I
like
love that movie.
Gucci.
It was so inappropriate.
It was very inappropriate, but she was very good. Vanessa Hudgens is an amazing actress.
And she's pretty.
Yeah, and I honestly think she was always too good for Disney Channel.
But oh my goodness, that is crazy. High School Musical, Spring Breakers.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
High School Musical, Neighbor.
That's
my movie.
Honest, that is my movie too. That is weird, like.
But he went through like a little drug addiction though.
He did?
Yeah.
Same with Shia LaBeouf.
I like Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
I love
from
Shia
Even
LaBeouf.
Stevens to, oh my God, what's that movie he was in?
Was he in Transformers?
Mm-hmm.
That, but he was in another movie.
Scary
I saw
movie?
his dick.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
I saw his dick.
Can you
It
use
was
a more
like-
appropriate term?
I
Like
saw-
penis or
I saw his
something?
penis. What the fuck was that movie? I forgot what it was called, but it was called Nymphomaniac, actually.
I've never seen it. You're
It was
nasty.
on Netflix. It was on Netflix.
I've
But
never
yeah,
seen that.
He definitely was completely different. No. All jokes aside, really, guys, like, make sure you check on yourself. Check on your friends that may need extra help. Be patient with people. Make sure you have compassion for people. And
Be nice to others, like, because you never know what somebody else is going through.
you never know what someone's going through.
Like, never.
But
We checking out. PinkBoxx.
so bad. People are